Niger is at the verge of being invaded by France and Ecowas. They gave the new military government a new dateline to release the ousted president, or else they would invade. But Niger's military alone won't be able to handle the wrath of the French military and the Ecowas military. That is why they sought out for help from some of their allies, and shockingly a country no one expected would join Niger decided to defend them if they were attacked. The first country that could be backing Niger is Russia. Russia has one of the strongest militaries in the world, and they just might step into the ongoing conflict in Niger and back the coup leader and defend him from being arrested by France and Ecowas. So, why will Russia back them? The Wagner Group, which is a Russian mercenary, has been present in that region for quite some time, though not in Niger. They have been in Burkina Faso and Mali, where they have been helping to fight off terror groups. Niger's coup leader recently called upon the Wagner Group for help as the deadline they were given by the Ecowas to release the country's ousted president approaches. Ecowas planned to intervene militarily, and with the backing of the Russians, they just might relent and back off. General Salifo Modi made this request when he visited neighboring Mali, where he made contact with a member of the Wagner Group. The Niger coup leader will definitely need this backup, as it will guarantee his staying in power without the interference of France or Ecowas. There are rumors the Wagner Group is considering the request. This will also be an advantage to Russia, as this comes at a time when the West and the East are fighting for space in Africa. Both the US and Europe want to pull Africa to themselves and sign deals, but Africans say they are tired of them. These deals, which have been going on for years, haven't been fruitful, and now most African countries are now turning to the East. There was even a Russia-Africa summit, which over 90% of African heads of state attended. Russia is not the only country that is considering backing Niger. The next country that will fight alongside Niger is Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is currently trending right now for one reason: their leader Ibrahim Traoré. He is the youngest president in Africa after overthrowing the previous government in 2022. A government he believed was puppets of the French government. He claims his people suffered and were impoverished as a result of poor governance, despite the fact the country had so many mineral resources. So when he took over power, things changed for a bit, and after the Russia-Africa summit, Ibrahim Traoré made himself known to the world when he spoke out about how Africa was being used by the West as a source of raw materials. He says it's time for Africa to take a stand. It's time for Africa to enter into trade deals that won't impoverish them, but rather make their lives better. When Niger had a coup, there was a threat from France to attack Niger. Why does France want to attack Niger? Niger is a neighboring country to Burkina Faso, and it is rich in a particular mineral. A mineral France so desperately needs. This mineral powers 1/3 of all homes in France. This mineral is uranium. France desperately needs Niger's uranium, which without it, its people will suffer, especially during cold winters. So, when Niger banned the export of its uranium to France, France got angry and decided that it would invade Niger if it threatened its interest in that territory. And that interest so happens to be uranium. Ibrahim Traoré decided to stand by Niger in case it was attacked by France. He knows if Niger gets attacked by France and got conquered, he may be next. So the best position he'd rather find himself in would be to join forces with Niger and stand a better chance of standing off France. Because he knows if Niger were to be conquered, he would be next. Burkina Faso happens to be one of 3 West African countries that decided to stand with Niger. Mali is another country that has decided to stand with Niger. Mali also has suffered from exploitation by France. Mali has thousands of gold mines and is the 15th biggest producer of gold in the world. France doesn't produce gold. Rather, France has the 4th biggest gold reserve in the world, while Mali has no gold reserve. Mali also had a military coup, where the military had to overthrow the government, which was put in place by France. They also planned to stop all gold exports to France, and this would get France angry. Their military leader, Assimi Goïta, is acting president before the election that will take place in 2024. Since Mali is also a neighbor of Niger and feared facing the same fate as Niger if it stood alone, they decided to unite forces with Niger, Burkina Faso, and a third West African country called Guinea. Guinea is another country that ousted its president through a coup, and its leader Mamadi Doumbouya now leads the country and has also taken a stand with Niger and promised to stand by them in case of an invasion. All these three West African countries have decided to stand Niger and have a higher chance of defeating a common enemy who might invade them later if they were divided. But the fifth country that has decided to stand with Niger in case of an attack by France and Ecowas is quite a surprise. This country is Algeria. Algeria shares boundary with Niger to the north and has promised to send military troops to defend Niger if it were to be attacked by France and Ecowas. Algeria thinks this is a problem that should be left to the people of Niger to solve alone. They required no military intervention. They went on to say if Niger were to be attacked, what happened to Libya might happen to Niger. Some people even think Algeria also want to use it as an opportunity to also get out of the grip of France too. Since independence, Algeria's oil, gas, and phosphates have all been going France. The fact that they have been silent doesn't mean they aren't bordered, so they want to use this opportunity to get out. That is why Algeria is standing with Niger. Did you find this video interesting? Let us know what you think in the comments section.